Hey, Dom. All right, it is 4 o'clock. I'm going to get started. This was something I was going to do regardless of if anybody hopped on or not, so it's all right. Um, First of all, my name is Jay. I am with I Am Media, just north of Seattle, and I know Dom, and Dom is cool for sure. I've seen several questions on um, real estate agent marketing that is not listing marketing. Oh, hey Dom, there you are. Um, and I just wanted to. It's not that I'm addressing it, but I wanted to share my experience because this is something that I have been doing since, let's see, 2 years, 2.5 years almost. Um, so and the purpose of this is not I promise you I'm not selling anything. I just like telling stories and I like sharing my experience so that you can maybe do it better, because there are certainly things that I wish I could have done better, and if I could turn back the time and go back, I would certainly try to do it differently. So I'm just going to share with you what my experience has been, and I'm going to give you my 2 cents on how I've done it. Whatever you want to do with the information, that's up to you. But it's just, I'm just here to tell it. So feel free to hop in. Hello, Jason. I posted it
Hey,
a couple minutes ago. I do not have the ability to stream to the group. So once we're done, I'll just go ahead and post the final video. So um, where this all started, so just to give you an idea, I became a real estate agent as a second career. This was back in 2015. And when I got my first opportunity to list a house, my mentor said, you have to find a way to market it. Just to give you a quick background, I've always been interested in video. It's been a hobby of mine for over 20 years. I'm that person at the back of the school or a church or a nonprofit organization doing all these things in the back. Like I've always been that person. So I became a real estate agent, and the first chance that I got to market my listing, my immediate thought was, why isn't anybody making a video? Because to my knowledge, back in 2015, there really weren't that many video that was happening. So I created what we now know as the walkthrough video, and trust me, it was really terrible. But it just kind of blew up in my office, and I belonged to a Remax office that had probably a couple hundred agents in it. So that's how I got my start in this whole field, because people started asking me to do it for them and they started offering money, and I said, okay, well, maybe this is something that I can do, and I love doing it. And that led to learning how to do photos, hiring editors, and I mean, I've gotten, I think at a peak I had 12 employees, doing about 750 to 800,000 a year. So that's kind of where it was at. So when this was all happening and COVID hit, I remember sitting in Washington. We had a week shutdown, and I remember sitting there thinking, if we can't get outside to shoot listings, then how in the world am I going to? Because at the time, I think I had like 5 employees. How in the world is this business going to sustain? And that's when it hit me that, oh my gosh, like I should help the real estate agents with marketing. I don't have a, educated background on marketing, but I spent my entire life selling stuff. So at the very least, I knew that in order for real estate agents to be successful, you have to consistently be in front of people. You have to consistently be on top of your sphere and your friends and family. You have to continue to be in front of them. And with uh, what better way to do that, like with video? So I had this idea, and I approached a couple of the agents that I was working with. I said, hey, I'm going to make you a video that you're going to be able to email to your entire database. And I immediately had 3 or 4 agents say, let's do it. And that's how everything got started back in 2020, I guess. And immediately, what I started to notice was the number one pain point is that I started by saying, hey, here's a camera, right? I'm going to film you, and you just have to say stuff, right? And that went nowhere very quick. It was pretty obvious from the very get-go that they do not know what to say. It's like a deer in the headlight. So I had to pivot real quick and say, okay, I'm going to tell you what to say. So I started writing scripts. That came natural because I was a real estate agent. So I was able to actually speak to that topic. So I literally wrote it and I gave it to them and I said, okay, read this. And that's how everything got started. So I used to take all my equipment, load it into the car, travel to the agent's office, and after we're done, I would take it down, put it in my car, travel to a different office, and then once I got to about 7 agents that I was doing this for, I was just like, I'm spending half of my time just driving around, and that's how my studio and all that came about. So that's kind of a tangent. So point number one, if any of you want to start doing this where you're providing the top of mind type of weekly content, and it could be a YouTube style, it could be a TikTok vertical video, YouTube shorts, whatever, you have to take the lead on here's what you say. So scripting is going to be very important because majority of the people are going to be like, what do I say? And so it's not that you have to write the entire script like I did. First of all, even if you have to do that right now, I mean, we all heard of ChatGPT, right? My goodness, just just go in there and literally just ask, if I'm going to do a marketing video for a real estate agent, what should they say? And I promise you, it will actually spit something out for you. And you can literally just give that to the agent and say, hey, here's, read it, right? So script, telling them what to say is very important. Second thing, it has to be consistent. You can't just say, hey, here's a video, here you go, and you do what you want with it, because they will get discouraged very quick, because you'll spend time making these videos and they are not going to know what to do with it once you give it to them. Okay, so you literally have to teach them how to utilize it. So what we used to do is, okay, here's your video. If you don't have a email distribution system, go sign up for MailChimp, right? It's free. If you want to invest some money, you can get BombBomb or whatever. And I would literally have to step by step show them, here's what you do on email marketing, here's what you do on Facebook, here's what you do on Instagram. Now, if I were you, I wouldn't say that to everybody individually now. I would just record a video, that explains how to get everything posted. And if you want to get, some extra kudos point, like even give them like a description of what to print. I had a copywriter on staff that was actually, every time we produced a video, that person will go in there, write the description for YouTube, write the description for social posting, even write out hashtags so that it became, all I got to do is post it. You can choose to charge extra for that if you want to, and that's what we did. And we had pretty good amount of people that wanted that extra service as well. So one, you need to tell them what to say, and two, you need to tell them what to do with it after they're done. So I'm going to take a step back here, because when I saw everybody joining in, I just kind of got really excited and I just kind of dove right into it. But from a real estate agent's perspective, right? 2023 is going to be pretty rough. The volume of listing is not going to be what we're used to. It's just not going to happen. And this is something that, and Tacey knows this. This is something that I've been wanting to share with the community for a very long time. But as I got caught up with growth of my company, and then I was actually a little bit discouraged by the other group where people were just like, oh, anyways. So you need alternative sources of income if real estate marketing is basically bulk of what you do day in and day out. So, and I think because you already have that client base, if you were to reach out, I'm going to say there's a good percentage of your existing clients that are going to react in a positive manner if you approach them and say, hey, how about, doing some type of a marketing video on a consistent basis? Because I can tell you right now, all those agents, as long as they're not the, part-time people who really don't care, if they're agents that are doing this full time, they're all sitting at home going, man, like, how do where's my next deal going to come from? We are all worrying about that. So it could be very timely for you to approach them and say, hey, how about this idea? By the way, real estate agents spend money on the dumbest things, and they're the cheapest people. So, take that for what it's worth. They will spend money if they see value, but they also spend money on things that are really, really, really stupid. And I can say that because I am one, and I've spent money on, stupid stuff. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them on the chat. And you can, I mean, obviously, just interrupt as I'm I don't really this was just going to be me, just saying things. There really wasn't any structure type. I am recording this cuz I'm trying to, make, short clips out of it that I can use for my marketing. My business when it comes to real estate, marketing, meaning photography, videography and all that, has naturally kind of pulled back because I never really actively marketed my business. It naturally grew and then it naturally fell apart. And some of you that are local know what I'm doing with my new studio and things like that. I'm actually trying to focus more on the actual real estate selling business, as well as doing more of content creation for small businesses. There's a handful of clients for real estate that I'm still going to work with, but this is not an area that I'm actively trying to, grow anymore. All right. So first, you got to tell them what you have to say, and then 2, you have to tell them how to use it. 3, the best duration in terms of how often they should be posting is at least once a week, meaning they need 4 videos in a given month to be able to execute this. And the best way to approach that is, Mr. and Mrs. Agent, I just have to see you for an hour and we're going to record 4 to 5 videos. That way you have a dedicated time in a given month. And you know what? If they tell you that they don't have time, call them out on it because that's BS. They all have time. So I used to have a bunch of agents that I used to go visit, and then when I got my studio, they actually ended up coming to me. So it actually became like I would pick a day or two where I'm not out shooting listings. I'm just in the studio filming the marketing content. So I would book someone from 10 to 11, 11 to 12, 12 to 1, and they'll just keep coming, keep coming. I just put them in front of the camera and boom, 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 boom. And then after that, I, send the video to off to my editors. So once a month, right? And now what you can even do is you can do 4 videos, but then you can take that minute, 90-second video and you can even cut several, 15, 20-second clips out of it. And you can upsell by saying, hey, I'm going to get you this weekly video, but I'm also going to give you like 3 short clips so that you can post it on TikTok or you can post it on YouTube. And for those of you that have picked up on CapCut or any other simple editing software, man, these are stupid easy, and you're leaving a lot of money on the table by not repurposing what you've already created.
I actually have a tutorial coming out on CapCut next week.
I love it. There it is.
CapCut is just like pretty amazing. It can even stabilize your footage. And so, one thing I kind of wanted to bring up was I noticed that several of my top agents are looking to hire as an hourly position for content creators, not for their media, but for their TikToks, but someone to stay up on the trending everything that's going on, like the trending sounds, the trending cuts, the what should I be doing next? And I'm all like, I mean, for myself personally, I could probably focus on that since I have a team working underneath me, and they can, go do the photo shoots while I'm focusing on the social media aspect.
Right.
But how do we get good enough in order to do that for them, to be that person instead of them hiring some college kid to do it, even though I know these college kids could do way better TikToks than what I can.
Yep. So so the way you would attack that is, first of all, the demographics of the agents that would ask that question, I'm gonna say it's very small. For the most part, we are going to know way more than these other agents. Now, there are agents that are, very up to date on the latest trends and things like that, and that's what they want. But, but even for them, it's not, I mean, it literally just takes couple of minutes of Googling to, find the latest music. And honestly, with TikTok and Instagram Reels and things, the music doesn't even have to match what you're saying. You just pick the one that's trending and off you go. But I also not fight, but I will push back the agents that say, well, how do I go viral? And I'm just like, you're in Mill Creek, Washington. Why do you need to go viral with someone in Los Angeles where they have nothing to do with your ability to sell houses? Right. So I also try to kind of bring them back so that they can focus on what's really important. Your goal is not to go viral. Your goal is to have your content consumed by the people that are in your network and your neighborhood so that they're going to come to you to buy or sell a house. So, because everybody easily gets distracted with how do I go viral, my views and things like that. I have an agent that she averages about 150 to 200 views on her weekly videos, but she's getting at least one or two deals per quarter from random person calling her up and saying, I saw you on your YouTube.
Yeah, what's her name? Michelle Cook out in Kitsap, Polsbo, for all places. She grew her TikTok just by randomly posting the highest
Yep.
over list price and everything, or now under price. She got 11 deals last year because of TikTok, and it wasn't just because of going viral or anything. It was just supplying proper content to
Right.
the audience.
Right.
And she has less than me, and I just yell at traffic. But at the same time, she was able to convert that smaller group of people into what's let's just say she gets 10,000 per job. That's $110,000 right there,
Mm-hmm.
if I
And,
did
and and
math right.
and here's the thing, it's not the content itself is actually not as important as the action of getting something posted. Because what happens is, and this is how I explain to the agent how this works. No one's gonna Google you as far as, so I live in Mill Creek. No one Googles real estate agent Mill Creek, and there is no way in hell that my name shows up because I can't even fathom how much I would have to pay Google for that to happen. So that's not usually how that happens. Whether it's someone saying something about me or they saw me somewhere, typically people that search for me go Jco real estate agent. And that's where the power is, because if you do that search, hopefully your website, your Facebook, your Instagram, and your YouTube channel shows up. And before they even reach out to you, you have just demonstrated that you're up to date, you're up to trend on doing these contents. And as they flip through, they're going to get a good idea, at least, as far as what you're like. So by the time I talk, I've had a couple people that actually said, hey, we saw your video and that's why we're calling you. And I'm just like, well, thank you. And now let me learn more about you. So if any agent is like, how does this work? That's how you have to, because no one's going to go viral to a point where random people are just going to call you out of the blue. It's all more about keeping up to date, on top of minds of people that you've already know, your family, friends, your physical and your online community, right? So if you position it that way, then they're less likely to complain about what's trending or, how many views am I getting, versus is it something that you're doing consistently? Because the name of the game is consistency. And that's what I try to always tell them. We have a question here from Ron. Do you run this on the retainer model or you get X for Y money? Everything that I've done so far was I was charging $1,000 to create the weekly videos. So it'll be 4 or 5 based on how many Mondays there are on a month. And that's what I called a create plan. And I had a distribution plan where I charged them $1,300 a month so that once we create the video, we would get the email campaign out, post it on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Oh, no, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And then I was charging $1,600 for what I called management plan, where all of the above plus YouTube management. So thumbnails, descriptions, sort of a little bit of engagement, and also adding Google My Business. So I had $1,000, $1,300, $1,600 plan that I was rolling with. And at the peak, I had 17 agents on various different plans, month in, month out. Jason is asking, what kind of content are we talking about? I was really trying to focus on the good balance of actual real estate content as well as lifestyle content. So July 4th, Memorial Day, Labor Day. So, special days, we would try to do more of a, hey, did you know where Labor Day started? Did you know, what, instead of just explaining what it is so that, it becomes like an educational moment. And as far in the beginning, there was a lot of COVID stuff. Like, hey, since you can't really go, see the house in person, do these virtual tours and stuff like that. And those don't age well. But as we moved into more of a normal market, we were doing, okay, here's what you look for when you go see a house. If you want to list your house, these are 4 things that you can do to your kitchen to maximize your ROI. I mean, again, you can type into ChatGPT, hey, give me some topics where I can, make videos for real estate. It'll spit that out for you. Okay. And this isn't any, life-changing super secret that I invented. This is all just out there.
With Chat GPT, didn't mean to cut you off, but if you
Yep.
guys go take a look at some of my informational pages about posts on Instagram, the ones with the pictures to where I do slides or whatever, like I forgot what I posted about, but that entire script is with Chat GTP.
Oh, it's incredible.
It's just something that you can just put out there and it sounds really good. You can
Yep.
change it up to make it sound a little bit better. There's another website that you can drop it in and it drops the verbiage down to a 3rd grade level for people to understand better. Not saying
Yeah,
that.
so I subscribe to Jasper AI, and
Mhm.
they have explained it to a child mode where they
Yes.
like super dumb it down. Jason was also asking, is it a sit down interview style? It's basically talking head. When we first started, so I would build, I started with the green screen so that I gave every agent like a different background. And as our studio sort of evolved, I was actually able to build the actual set to use as a backdrop. And it was, in terms of the length of the video, when we first started, it was more like 3 to 5 minutes, but now we're down to, 2.5 minutes tops. And then the pivot that I made off of that, I had few agents that just wasn't a teleprompter talent, meaning like they were just terrible. And it's okay because teleprompter is not for everybody. So the pivot that I made with them was there's 1 or 2 different ways you can go. One is instead of doing 4 to 5 talking head video, you sit them down. Hang on a second. I just dropped my Rode microphone. You sit them down for a 30-minute monthly podcast because that's more of a candid conversation. So you can pick a topic and go, hey, let's talk about how to best prepare your home for listing. Do you have anybody that you can bring to chat with you about? And you just give them 3 bullet points, right? Here's power of podcast. I actually think there's more opportunity in producing podcasts for people than these talking head videos because out of a single 30-minute podcast, I can probably generate somewhere between 30 to 40 different sources of content. Here's what I mean by that. When you do a podcast, there's that full episode That's one. You transcribe the episode and you make it into a blog so that agent can post it on their website. That's two. You can take the three topics and divide it into short clips so that you post it weekly on YouTube. So there's three. You can take each of those three short clips and make 3 or 4 15-second YouTube shorts out of it. So there's another 12 right there, right? And it sort of just keeps going on and on and on. And so what I started doing is I would say, here's your big topic, here's your 3 subtopic, and here's the 3 topics that go under that subtopic. So it becomes super easy for me to chop them up once it's done. And for people that are having hard time with teleprompter, if you just sit them down, give them a microphone, right? By the way, guys, this Rode microphone is like 99 bucks. Best investment you'll ever make. But even if you don't have this, right? You can search Amazon for, if you have an iPhone, you can search Amazon for a wireless 2 microphone system that you just plug onto your phone. And you can use an app called Double Take, where from your iPhone, it'll record from your front-facing camera and the back-facing camera at once. So you can literally put your phone in between 2 people and it'll record them simultaneously. And then you just put that together, right? Now, these are stuff that I just teach real estate agents who wants to do it by themselves, but you can also help them do these types of stuff as well, right? So if they're not good at talking head, then go to podcast. The other idea you can do is you can do a Q&A. So I call it 20 question marketing video. So I would just do like a 10-minute, 10, 15-minute Zoom session where I ask them questions, and I come up with 20 questions that I want to ask them, and I sit them down in front of a camera and do an interview style. And that takes probably 30, 40 minutes. And you do this once a month, and you're going to be asking questions that are relevant to like what's happening in the real estate business. So a couple questions that I always ask: hey, tell me about an interesting buyer you worked with last month. Tell me about an interesting seller you worked with last month. What was the toughest thing that you had to do while working with the seller in terms of preparation? So and if they're like, hey, I didn't have a buyer last month, I'm not really sure that you want to be working with that agent to begin with, because I mean, you should have at least 1 or 2 that you're always working with. So it's really easy to get them to actually tell you things candidly, as long as you can lead them. And that's going to allow for them to feel more comfortable in front of the camera. Because that's another hurdle that you're going to have to overcome. Is how many of us try to do the agent feature on the listing video and they're just like, oh, I don't know what to say, right? I mean, that's going to be majority of them. And there are, few that are just like, incredible in front of the camera. But where they're going to feel most comfortable is if you can actually direct them, if you can get the answers out of them. And then they're just going to be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you just did that. So let me pause right there to grab a drink of water, or if anybody has any questions.
Why does Wayne look so spiffy? Hi, buddy.
How you doing? I'm just trying to get out of the rain.
I feel that. You're not floating away, are you?
No, I am far away from the oceans and the rivers, but I'm not at home because I don't know if I have power at home. So
oh my.
So this is warm and has light.
And going back to the Stone Age.
No.
Let me actually share something with everyone. This is I don't know how many of you guys have heard of Notion. It's a database / task management / wiki / it's just like everything. And I was fortunate to have came across it early. I was an early adapter. So this is Notion, and this is how we manage all of our listings. So basically what it does is, based on whatever stages you set, you can change the status. It's like, if anyone's used like monday.com or those kind of like task based things, it's sort of like that. But here's the power behind it: is it allows me to filter based on any one of categories that we have, like I created. So all our team is on here. I can assign it to whoever, and I would put keywords, and I would just kind of tag stuff so that I can easily find it. We all know how amazing Chris Pham is, right? So I actually even have him on here. So all I have to do is, after I upload all the stuff, I would just tag Chris and go, "Hey, Chris, like, photos are ready," and then he'll just go grab it. The beauty of this is the fact that, one, you can keep track of all your shoots, and it becomes a database that is searchable. So you can search based on agent, you can search based on, any criteria that you can put, because data is king. And also it allows you to be able to look for certain shoots that you've done in the past, like if it's like raining or anything like that. So, we're in Seattle, it rains a lot. So I'm having to rely on this. And let me actually, while we're on it, I'll share with you this as well. So this website called Map My Customer, this was made more for like salespeople, but I'm just kind of using it as a tool, just for me. So what this does is, every time we have a shoot, we enter in the name of the agent and the address. So this is all the shoots that I've done, all the shoots that we've done in the last 2.5 years. So if I get another booking, and let's say there's a chance that it might rain, I will go to that address and somewhere similar, and it will actually tell me, oh, this was I shot this house back in April 2022. So I will go back to my folders and go, because all our footage is based on dates. So I'll go back to 2022 April, and I'll pull this folder up, and I'll find aerial shots to see if I can use it. So that helps you kind of, manage your footage a little bit. But this is a paid thing. So, all right, sidetracked a little bit. But why I was telling you about Notion is because that's what I'm using as my workflow management for my weekly video content as well. So I would schedule what the videos are, what I'm shooting, who's editing it, who's doing the scripting, who's so it allows you to project manage way easier. And this is actually something that you can share with your clients. So Angela is a loan officer that is a client who does these videos, and she writes her own script. So I share this workspace with her, and she'll write her script, and I just copy and paste it into the teleprompter. And because I'm basically down to me and like 2 other people now, so I have to be more efficient with how I do things. Having a workflow like this, where you allow the agents to upload things, and that way you don't have to email back and forth and things like that. Those help a lot too. And you can start Notion for free. So Chase is asking, are you primarily doing on-site filming, working from studio, or a mix? I'm trying to do more of studio stuff because I think driving is terrible. But when I do get hired for brand videos and things like that, I'll give them an option. If your A-roll is done in my studio, it's going to be cheaper because I don't have to move. But if you want your A-roll done at a particular site, then it's going to be more expensive because now I got to pack my gear and go to that. I'm trying to think, what else can I share to help you guys out? If here's an idea for anybody that does video, right? So when you get your final video, which is probably somewhere between 90 seconds to 2.5 minutes or so, one of the things that you can do, and this could be like an upsell, is you can ask the agent, hey, could you get me, like, while you're watching this video with no volume, can you talk into your phone, basically give me a voiceover of you reacting to this video, or you trying to explain this video to a potential buyer, right? And then when they send you the voice file, you just basically overlay the voice file into that video, and that just became like a behind the scene thing. And again, it's just another thing that they can post on their property website, or it's something that they can actually post on YouTube to kind of showcase that, it's not just, I think not as many people still do listing videos as I think they should, but still nowadays listing video isn't a amazing phenomenon as it used to be like 2 years ago. So that idea came out of me trying to do something different for the agents, because when I first started doing videos, the agents were winning listings because they were going to listing appointment going, I do video and this is how I do it. And everybody was like, wow, that's amazing. But now it's like, well, a lot of people do them, so they're not special anymore. So I'm always thinking about how can I do something that's going to allow the agents to stand out a little bit. Sorry that I'm jumping all over the place, but I'm just kind of, saying things as it comes to my it comes to my mind. So, but if anybody has any, questions, feel free to ask. The you if you have the time, edit these marketing videos yourself. If you have, you're gonna need a video blocks, or you're gonna need some type of a B-roll footage site that you're going to need to be able to edit these videos, right? A video block is pretty good because you can get audio and video, and our whole team basically edits off of video block, and I think it's well worth it. So, and also it does pay to create like a intro and outro videos so that they can keep on brand as well. But I do charge additional for that one time. Hey, I'm going to charge you $1,200, and we call it branding package. Here's your logo. Here's your cover art for Facebook. Here's your cover art for YouTube channel. Here's your intro. Here's your outro. So we have a package where we charge once just to create all that for people.
How are you creating that stuff, in Canva or on Photoshop?
Oh, well, I have a in-house creative director that does that, but we've been leaning very, very heavy into Canva. Absolutely. I think Canva is gonna give Adobe like a real run for its money. Because and the beauty of Canva is that it's gotten to a point where a lot of agents know about it. So what we would say is, hey, we made because we do like social media postings for listings too. So once we make them, now they have to do multiple open houses. So instead of them coming to me going, hey, can you change the open house date? I'm just like, hey, do you have a Canva account? Let me share this with you, because all you got to do is go in and change the date. Don't bother me. And they like it because they can do it when they want to, as and it's stupid easy.
Yeah, one thing I learned that Canva does do is YouTube thumbnails. It can help you with YouTube thumbnails if it's something that you're trying to post
Yep.
online yourself, and it can separate a picture of you from the background and all this other stuff. And it's very simple to use.
Absolutely.
Too.
And by the way, there is nothing wrong with copying. There's nothing wrong with going in there and finding a template and just change the wording, change a couple of colors, just use it as is. No one's going to say anything bad about that. Okay. And also, speaking of YouTube thumbnails, if you guys don't know already, try midjourney.com or just Google Midjourney. It's like ChatGPT, but it's for graphics. So you could literally go in there and say, hey, can you give me a animated graphics of a miniature schnauzer with a white mustache, like, and I use that as an example because that's what I did 2 nights ago, because that's my dog, and it is insane. Like, all I can say is we're all going to be putting Matrix in the next 15 years. um there's a question from Ron. I'm currently getting ready to start doing social media content for an agent who also has their own staging company. I would love to hear your perspective on how you would approach this as a newbie. What things should I do to cover my bases to add the most value to this client? So, first thing you're going to have to do, Ron, is getting the content is the most important thing. But here's the thing. If this is an agent that you're already shooting for, and if they're using you because they have a staging company to shoot their other work, right? There's your content already. So just try to repurpose those content, and don't make any additional work if it's not necessary. Meaning, you could actually go to them and say, hey, like, what was the inspiration behind, this type of staging, like in this living room? And whatever they say, you can capture it on video. You can make a quote out of it, right? So again, if you can get them to talk to you for 5 minutes about whatever that house inspiration was, you're going to be able to get a lot of different pieces of content. The biggest thing is going to be the actual management and execution of it, meaning get yourself a scheduler, right? If you're going to be the one posting the content, just like recording content, you if you're gonna do it every 2 days, please don't sit down and try to post every 2 days. Like, pick a day and a time, and you just schedule that out. I believe Facebook allows you to schedule Facebook and Instagram now, as it's not a paid service. There are several paid places where it'll allow for you to do multiple accounts and things like that. But my biggest advice, and I know this because I tried to give agent A Monday, agent B Tuesday, agent C Wednesday, and my life was a chaos. So it's just better to sit down for an hour every week, every other week, and just schedule everybody out and let them know exactly when things are going to get posted. And also, please remind them that they have to engage once it's posted, because a post that is made without any engagement is like tree falling in the forest and nobody was there to witness it. Because later on, they're going to come back to you and say, well, Ron, the stuff you're posting isn't getting any engagement. Well, you idiot, you got to share it. You have to engage. And I can't do that for you because I'm not you.
Verify also that your agents are actually using the media that you provide them.
Yes.
Because I had a lady who ordered full packages every time, $1,500 a pop. But then I looked at her stats on the video and on the 3D, and they got nothing. Maybe 4 or 5 were like hits. I'm like, what's going on here? I asked her. She was like, oh, I don't know what to do with them. I just posted pictures on online. I'm like,
Right.
What do you mean? Why do you order all this? And she's all like, oh, the office just says I should be doing this, so I do it. I'm like, oh. So me taking the time having lunch with her and educating her on how to use the media and what to actually do with it has become very beneficial to her, because now she adds even more to the package. And
Absolutely. Absolutely. The big mistake that I made in the last 2.5 years is assuming that these agents, my clients, knew as much as I did or anywhere near it. Because the truth is, they don't. So don't feel like you're being Captain Obvious, because you're not. And even if you're being Captain Obvious, it serves as a good reminder, and it'll actually allow them to remind themselves to take certain actions that's needed to really help their business, right? Because that's something I recently did a workshop, and it was about how to do better at social media marketing. And the stuff I was saying was very elementary, but the 9 business owners that came to attend, like, their eyes just lit up as if I'm saying, like, I just invented something. And I go, like, you didn't know this? And they're all like, had no idea. And I don't think real estate agents are any different. At the very least, you become someone who looks out for their business and reminds them that they need to consistently do this. Best case scenario is you're going to actually say something that is groundbreaking, and they're going to be like, wow, like, that really helps. I want to share one more thing, and I wasn't actually planning on sharing this, but this might come in really handy. So if you follow this process, you are going to I think this is a pretty safe way to make it fail safe for you to be able to get into any type of like content marketing on regular basis. So it's 7 steps, and it all starts with ideas, right? So, and I'm going to explain it to you exactly how I explain it to my agents and clients. So I always tell them, hey, idea is the beginning of any type of content. And if you sit down and you want to make something and you're trying to think of what to make, chances are you're not going to think of anything. So have a consistent place. It could be a notebook, it could be a phone, it could be Evernote, whatever it is that you use. Have a place that you can jot down the ideas as they come to you. As you're eating dinner, as you're hanging out with your kids, as you're taking a shower, you need to jot them down, because when you go to think of stuff that you want to make, you're going to need to refer back to it. So that's step one, ideation. And then we go into preparation. And this is where you take the ideas. So, here's your content production day, and you're going, what am I going to make videos on? So you're going to grab 4 to 5 different ideas from your ideation bucket or note, and you're going to have a sheet of paper that belongs to each topic and go, okay, this is what I'm going to say, script. This is what I'm going to wear. This is where I'm going to record it. This is how I'm going to record it. And you need to have 4 to 5 different pieces of paper that's going to give you exactly the direction on how you're going to record this. Otherwise, when you actually go to record, which is the next step, and if one thing goes wrong and you need to pivot because something happened, you are going to just give up because you have no directions. You need it in writing so you can refer back. In the professional world, they call that pre-production, right? Because the actual filming of a movie only takes like 7 or 8 weeks, but the pre-production phase is like 5 to 6 months. So it's to allow for you to capture, record without any hesitation or just giving up because something happened. And then once you've recorded, now you go to edit. And here's my number one advice to you. So you spent the last 90 minutes on recording, immediately grab a bite to eat and take your recording and go edit right away. Edit all 5 videos, all 4 videos. Because if you say, I'm going to come back to it, I promise you, you do not come back to it. And then once you're done with that, now here's your distribution plan. Now continue writing on your preparation page. Okay, am I posting this on Facebook? Is it YouTube? Where's my thumbnail? Where's my description? Have all of that ready. And then you post it. You schedule your post. And once it's posted, you have to engage with it. If anybody makes a comment, go reply to it. Reply to every single comment that comes. As a matter of fact, if someone makes a comment, go to their page and comment on something that they posted, right? And then write their name down, because you're going to want to text them or call them a week later and say, hey, nice to see you again, right? It's like their comment triggered for you to call them, and that just became a keep in touch moment. And then once you're done with that, about a week after you posted it, you go back and review that content and then say, what did I do right? What did I do wrong? Why was there no engagement? Is this something I said? Or is this something I didn't say? Why did last week's perform poorly versus the week before? Was it the timing of it? You take 15, 20 minutes to review the content you just posted, and you're going to learn a ton from it. As a matter of fact, you're going to actually even get some ideas for future content, which you're going to write in your ideation bucket. And that is the circle of hell. So you, as the real estate marketer, real estate photography, videography, marketing person, you can use exactly this step to, one, create your own content, because you got to market your own stuff. Don't be like me, man. I am the biggest hypocrite in the world. I will say this till I drop to all the people and not do it myself. And part of the reason why I volunteered to do this is because I'm trying to get more intentional about creating content, so that I can show people that I'm doing it instead of just telling them to do it. So hopefully that's helpful.
That's the biggest. That's my 2023 goal, is to be focused and uh, on social media this year. I mean,
Just
the biggest part is being social on social media.
yeah, follow this step. Have half a day out of your month, literally half a day. All it takes is one morning, 4 hours, right? And for you, Dom, just 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 have Chris edit the videos.
So one thing I've learned, we have, as media providers, we have years upon years upon years of content. Say like, if Wayne, if you don't even have much videos, I'm not too sure how much videos you do. I don't remember, but like,
Very little.
even that now, like TikTok and Instagram both have it to where you could do slideshows with audio, and it actually puts like as it is like a slideshow that we hate, to sell to our customers, but it's now providing, and it's almost posting as a reel, and you can use that as informational stuff. But like, I just took a listing today that I shot 2 years ago, took three snippets for 3 seconds of those snippets, stacked them three on top of each other, went forward, and then went backwards, and people are eating that shit up. I don't understand it, but it's
Oh,
content for us.
if you want to like do exactly what Dom did, go back to your old listings and take the photos, and then just every 3 seconds just have, and it doesn't even matter, man. Just slap whatever, whatever filter. Just it doesn't even matter. Just Google, hey, what music is trending on TikTok, and then just boom, 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 and it's there. And
And I'll tell
honestly,
you, hashtags ain't even working right now.
exactly. And if you don't do video, right, but you still have an iPhone or an Android or a Samsung, you have a phone, I kid you not, just take like 5 minutes before you leave. Just take your phone like this, and then just go 1 2 3, go to each spaces and just go 1 2 3, 1 2 3, 1 2 3, and then just put that together, and there's your TikTok. I promise you they will pay $49.99 for it.
And TikTok will, or one of these will actually edit it to the beat of the music for
Yes.
you too.
Yes. Yes.
It's quite wonderful.
I can't wait for that CapCut tutorial. I've got people I can send that to, because I'm actually doing another workshop for like video editing. So I would
Yeah,
be more than happy to share that.
we're definitely doing it Barney style, like explaining it. I'm not trying to explain to people too much on,
Right.
how deep we can get into it, but like, just very simple things, even the text over. It's just, plus it has all that. If you have like the pro account, it has that extra, what's that stuff called? Like, you have a compilation of everything, resources or
Mm-hmm. Yep.
whatever, for you to already use.
Yep.
And so you don't have to go searching for that. And so
Right.
CapCut's
I
great.
think it just comes down to intentionality of how much you're willing to get it executed. Because really, like, just put it on your calendar, and one Monday morning or one Tuesday morning every month, if you just tell yourself, this is what I'm gonna do, right? I think us as the provider can do work on our own marketing, and that's actually going to allow for our clients to see that, oh, you can do that, like, I didn't know. Because if you've never done it and you do it, you're going to get the reaction from your clients, go, hey, who made that for you? And you're just like, well, I did it myself, and I can do this for you too. That will be the best place to start, I think.
The biggest thing that I've been getting the past 2.5 weeks since the first of the year, meeting up with random clients, they're like, hey man, I've really been noticing what you've been doing with your Instagram,
Hmm.
making these videos, making these posts, informational posts and stories.
And
Let's talk more about it. I'm like, yeah.
and they all, I know you look at like the likes and the comments and how many views and stuff like that. Believe me, they all see it, right? I'm gonna give you an example. I have the local YMCA is doing like a peanut butter and jelly drive so that they can donate to a food bank. And I volunteer as one of the locations to collect the item. And 4 days went by and I had nothing in the bin. And I came in and I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm gonna be that dude that's gonna have nothing when someone comes to collect, and that's embarrassing. I did a quick TikTok video and I TikTok, Instagram, and I literally just said, hey guys, just help me out because I don't want to be that guy, right? That's embarrassing. So come by, drop. I've had 4 people that I have not seen over 6 months just randomly came by and they're just like, hey, I saw it. Here's peanut butter and jelly. And I was blown away. So they all
That's your
see it.
tribe.
Yep.
That's
They all see it.
So you have eight jars of peanut butter and jelly in your
No,
in your
actually,
bin
I
now?
ended up with 39.
Did anybody give you bread?
No, they did ask though, but this is specifically just for peanut butter and jelly. All right, well, we're coming up almost for an hour. Does anybody have any more questions? And by the way, if you do have any questions, you can email, and I'm an open book. I just love I love teaching, and I love sharing. And you know, there was a period where I was really passionate about helping this industry grow. um but then my own business and my own life kind of got in the way, and it looks like I'm probably phasing out of the real estate photo video space. But I'm still going to do it, except I'm only doing it for a very few agents that I actually have a real estate referral relationship with, as well as real estate agents that are part of my team, so that we can have the most kick-ass marketing ever. And here's another idea. You could also get licensed yourself and become a real estate agent, because you're exposed to a lot of real estate stuff. And I don't know if you guys knew, you don't have to sell anything if you refer. As a licensed person, if you refer somebody to someone and they do business, typical referral fee is 25% of the commission. And I do know for a fact that there are people out there that literally make a living just from referring. Like, they don't do anything themselves, but they'll just like refer people. One last thing, unless there's any more questions. Oh, hang on a second. I think I missed a question here. Oh, Tacy, I'm so sorry. Please chat more about working with editors, especially when you're dealing
She's
with
gone.
non-English. Oh, she's gone. Okay. Well, just for the recording of it. So one place I can recommend is this place called Be Creative. I don't know if anyone's heard of it. When I first started, they charged me $4.99 to edit unlimited number of videos. I think now they're up to $7.99. But what they do is, one, they're European based, so you can easily communicate with them. And two, they have a system where you can easily make notes and, all the stuff, dropping links and stuff like that. So the way I figure, if I have to pay $800 a month, and I was able to get 3 clients, so that's 12 videos edited in a month, meaning I was getting $3,000 and paying $800 to the editors. And I thought that was a pretty good trade-off. Just Google Be Creative, and there's several of these unlimited editing places out there. Try to pick the one that is more European based and not Southeast Asia based, because that's where you start to have some trouble with communicating and things like that. It's not like real estate video where you don't really need that much communication. This one's going to be a little bit more involved. So, and ultimately what ended up happening is I just hired someone that I just got really lucky with, a really talented person that's based in Brazil. So now he's just doing it for me in-house.
Thank you for this.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you guys. I mean, I can't believe this many people showed up, but yeah, I want to be, I want to be making more contributions to the group. I want to get more points. I didn't even know that was a thing, but I would
We,
like to get more points.
yeah, we're just a little wary about, because him who shall not be mentioned tried to
Yes.
do several of these videos like this.
Yeah, it's not it will it and it's only if there's actually several people asking about a singular topic or whatever.
Yeah.
And of course if it's something that I can, I have the know-how to, contribute into. So, because I did spend a lot of time and energy and money getting all these different assets and trying things out. So I think there's some value in that where if me doing that, I've already done it, that's not going to change. But if that can help somebody else out there not to have to spend the additional energy or the assets or the funds, I think that'll be a win-win for everybody. So. Well, thanks for letting me do it. I think this is pretty fun. So I was super nervous in the beginning, but once you get started, it just kind of flows. So I would encourage all of you guys to start creating your own content and help your agents. Done is better than perfect. Don't make it perfect. Just make sure you get it done. And if you keep getting it done, eventually it will become perfect. So take that for what it's worth.
Yep. I dare you to go look at your first work that you ever
Oh,
invoiced.
it's terrible. I still have it. It is horrible.
I seen Wayne's and I want to. It's not a sick room. It
Can
is
we-
not a sick.
We should have a thread where we all share our very first video.
I don't want to. Like,
No,
I
I'm
want
on,
to.
I'm on Flickr, and I have images that there for the past 14
Oh,
years.
God.
So you
I
can
want-
go back there and take a look at pictures.
I want to refund all my 2018 invoices. Like,
That
I'm
is
sorry. I was
Um,
arrogant.
So we actually have this on video that you want to do this. Is that a statement that you just did? Here.
No.
That's awesome. Yeah, so you can get in touch with me, jay@imthermedia.com, 425-502-1414. I'd be more than happy to help and see everybody around in the group.
Thank you. This was a lot of information, and I will have questions.
Love it.
Perfect.
Tom,
Okay.
you're going to put
Again.
your stuff up here for your video editing?
What's that?
You're going to do your video edit? When are you planning on doing your?
On the
your-
CapCut thing?
Yeah.
I got some time this week. I'm just gonna produce it. Like, I'm literally on, just like Jay. I'm wanting to throw out a bunch of informational stuff. I mean, you ever see my post about how to get clients
Yeah.
without spending any money with
Yeah.
Instagram? It's the same kind of shit. So yeah, I'm probably knocking it out this week because I've been dabbling so hardcore into this CapCut. It is wonderful. They've been updating it big time lately.
Cool.
So
Can't wait for it.
Definitely. All right.
Thanks, guys.
Well, take care.
Love it. Bye, guys.